All right, this is Mariah Bree signing in from Beijing, China. Today is January 26, 2020. It is 5:36 p.m. here. Most likely in North Carolina, it is 4:36 a.m. So, today has been a bit of a shit show. The last few days have been a bit of a circus. So I'd say, I don't know, maybe a week ago, we started to hear about this virus. Not even a week, maybe. I just know it was maybe the day before my last final or before my final. And at that time, they were just reporting about 100 people who had the coronavirus. All right, they're reporting a little over 100, and they weren't naming that many deaths. They said it was deadly, but there weren't that many people that actually died from it. Okay, fast forward a few days. So I had a friend, actually one of my best friends from college, planned to come here. So she did come. And once again, we were not that worried because it was 100 people in comparison to how many people live in China. I don't know, millions of people live in China. Like, I want to say over, like, okay, over high millions. I want to say billion, but I'll come back to you on that. Anyway, it's a lot of people living here in China. So 100 to that, like the statistic is probably less than 1%. Like, honestly, right? Way less than 1%. I'm very confident in that. Okay. And they named two cities, Wuhan and Hubei province. Okay. So friend gets here. She lands in Shanghai. We rush around. We get to the train station. I'm thinking that the train station is going to be uber packed. That we're going to be in lines, and neither one of us can speak Mandarin while we get there. And because it is the day before New Year's, it's the 24th when she arrives, January 24th. We are fine. Like we go to the ticket desk. She gets her ticket right away after she shows them her passport. We catch the train. Everything goes fine. Okay, we wake up in Beijing. We're ready. We're ready to conquer. We know that we're going to hit the Forbidden City. We're going to go to Summer Palace. On the 26th, we had planned today. We were supposed to take a morning bus to, I think it's called Metiuan, which is it's the stop on the Great Wall where you can take a gondola up to the Great Wall and then ride like some type of roller coaster type something buggy or another down the wall. So that's what we're gonna do because the last time I was in China, I walked a lot to get to the Great Wall and I didn't feel like doing all that. And my expectations of how cold it would be when I got here were very high. Long story short, okay, so we get here yesterday early morning, like 9:30, and we realize that everything's closed. Like we get changed, we come take a shower in the hotel. We take a DD, which is like an Uber, out and to a location I used to like, which is Wangfujing, and nothing is open. Nothing is open. So the only thing we find is a Korean restaurant that happens to be open. So we eat some Korean food. It was pretty decent. We did this whole where you sit down, like crisscross applesauce, like that type of setting. And so that was cool. I'd actually never done that in China, and I lived here for 3 months, 3 years ago. And anyway, it was fine. We were like, okay, everything's closed because it's just as if it was Christmas in the U.S. Fine. So after we walk around a bit after we have like lunch, and then we end up coming back to the hotel. My friend is still jet lagged, so she sleep by 6 o'clock. So she sleep 6 o'clock. I'm just chilling. I'm not asleep at all. I've been here since January 2nd, so I've had plenty of time to get accustomed to the sleep patterns. Okay. I want to say around 7 o'clock. Like I hadn't checked my emails. I'm in a group chat with the other international students who are here in my graduate program, which is a graduate program at Duke. And there's about 9 international students, meaning not Chinese students. And the group chat is going off the haywire. Like people are upset. And so apparently the numbers are higher, and so the school has closed down until February 17th. They are not going to let any of us back on campus, which is this is actually many people, we were already on a break that was supposed to be something upward of like maybe 10 days. Okay, so now instead of us starting back at school February 2nd, we're not starting back until February 17th. Why? Because of this coronavirus and this scare. First of all, there could be many students who return to the Hubei or Wuhan province for the new year because everyone goes home to their family. Second of all, who knows where all the international students went to go travel. Third of all, let's say you just go to Shanghai and catch a flight, you still, the chances of you coming in contact with someone who came from Hubei or Wuhan province is still, there is a chance. Let's say, there's so many hubs, where people could be traveling and you just don't know who has it. So I get that the school is trying to put safety first and close down the. First of all, they're trying to save themselves from a lawsuit. We all understand that. That's fine. That's great, actually. Okay, because you trying to save yourself from a lawsuit means you want to save yourself from having a reason to get sued, which means that hopefully the students stay safe. So that's great. Okay, but many of us students, especially us non-internationals in my graduate program, have left the campus. From what I know, there's only one of us still there, and then many of the Chinese native students who have definitely left the campus to go home for the new year. So what are the non-international students supposed to do? So what's going to happen is we're going to go back. They're going to put us in a hotel. They're not going to allow us to come to our regular living quarters. Many people are very upset about this because, let's say that you plan to be away for 5 days. You didn't take your medication with you that you needed. Maybe you only have a certain amount of clothes for 5 days. Maybe you didn't even bring your darn laptop because you thought, okay, I don't need to look at school stuff for the next few days on this trip, realistically. So no one is prepared for this mess. But the truth is, I think the school is doing the best they can do in terms of what can they do? Realistically. But I kind of just made this video to give you a rundown of what I'm going through here in China. So I'm not that panicked. My friend, I didn't tell you what happened with her. Something's in my hair. What is that? Oh, it's a piece of lamp. Okay. So last night, like I said, people started going off on the WeChat. They were in the group chat. They were very upset about the fact that we can't come back. Then I speak to a friend of mine whose father is a government official. He gets called to work on New Year's Day, and he learns that the numbers are much higher than what people are putting out, somewhere higher than the thousands, like in the thousands though, like not just 1,000, like a few thousand, right? And that the death toll is now about 40 people who have died, and it's definitely not just in the Hubei and Wuhan province. Obviously, there are some more cases. For example, this morning I've gotten an update that there are a lot more cases in Shanghai than we thought. So I don't want to give you numbers because I'm real fuzzy. I don't really keep track of numbers that well, so I'm not going to try to put out the wrong information. But here's what we know. It's a much bigger deal than we thought, which makes sense why the school has shut down. And it's not just Duke University. It's all, I think Shanghai is in the Jiangsu province, I believe. Anyway, all colleges in Shanghai have pretty much closed their doors to people who are not there to keep precaution for the students who are there. So it's not just our campus in Kunshan, right? I'm sure that the school is doing what is in their realm to do. So I don't feel any regrets about that. But my friend wakes up. So this is still last night. So I hear this information from my friend who's a Chinese native. And then I also am getting a bunch of emails and text messages from other friends who are worried about what to do. Everybody's ready to go the home. Okay. So then when my friend wakes up, I go ahead and tell her, I'm like, look, let's be real. Listen, this is it. Everything is closed. The Great Wall is now shut down. We can't go to the Great Wall. All of the, okay, listen, wait. I know that the Great Wall is large. It stretches out for miles. But the two locations that are the tourist locations that you go to actually get to the Great Wall and via Beijing are closed. Okay, so that's what I mean. The Summer Palace, all pretty much of the main attractions that we planned on seeing here are closed. At this point, my friend has had a meal in the train station. She had KFC her first night here in the train station because everything was closed because it was New Year's Eve here. She's had some po dunk dumplings in the train station the next morning, and then she had some Korean food. And then I ordered some pizza for us last night. So she's taking no good pictures. I mean, I know you shouldn't travel for pictures, but the truth is, people travel for pictures. Come on, it's your first time here. Who doesn't want to get a nice snapshot of some beautiful lake with some lily pads or something? Like, come on. Or some temple or something, you know. She hasn't gotten any of that. And then she hears this scared that the numbers are high. So thank God she has a cousin, love her cousin Trina, who works for American Airlines, and so she was able to book her a standby flight. So I'm literally waiting. It's 5:46. Her flight is set to leave at like 6 something. So I'm waiting to hear that she's actually on the flight because she's on standby. But so far they got her a seat. So amen. Thank you, Jesus, because that takes a lot of it off my back. Because here's the real truth. I'll be real honest with you. I am not that worried. Now, am I worried for her? Yes, because here's the deal. She's in a graduate program as well. So when she returns, I don't know what kind of precautions the U.S. are taking for people coming from this region. So I don't know if they're going to, try to put her in quarantine for 2 days, or if they're just going to check a few things and then she gets to go right back to her normal life. I'm hoping the latter. I'm hoping they check a few things and that she gets to go right back to her normal life. And that way this whole thing has been wiped clean and I'm not feeling stressed about anyone else's stress, right? For me personally, am I stressed about my own safety right now? The truth is no. I mean, here's the deal. Like, after I got her a DD to the airport today at was that like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, close to 2. I took my ass to a local mall, had something to eat, walked around. Like, I am not about to be in some hotel room all day. Listen, my hotel is pretty decent, honestly, but I'm just saying, like, what do you think all these millions of other natives are doing? Do you think they are literally just sitting up in the house? No. Is that the smart thing to do? Maybe. But realistically, people are still going to live their lives. I mean, think about it. Are the banks going to close, or is everything going to close? People still got to go to work, So to me, I put my mask on. I have a very secure mask. This is my mask. Okay. So I put my mask on. I've been wearing my mask. And that's it. I've been wearing my mask. I wore my gloves today. I was very suited up properly. I went and had a bowl of hot noodles. And then I saw a cafe. I really wanted Starbucks. It's funny how when you're out of the U.S., you crave, after a little bit, you crave U.S. things. So, for example, in the U.S., I eat McDonald's maybe 5 times a year. I've already eaten McDonald's 5 times since I've been here, and I've been here less than a month. Yeah. Starbucks, like, I mean, I like Starbucks on a regular day, no matter where I'm at in the world, but, like, I'm, like, craving lattes now. And it's funny because back home, I never drink regular milk. I only drink almond milk, but they don't have the almond milk option at the Starbucks here. You only can get soy milk, which the soy here, to me, tastes very soy-y, so I'm not really loving it. But, long story short, it's been a bit of a shit show. I feel really bad about my friend not being able to really do China and, enjoy herself. I think it's obviously going to go in her memory book a little bit because, first of all, it's her first trip ever to China.